What's going on, guys? Apologies for my hair and my roughness. I need to get a shower and go to bed. I fell asleep with my hair put up and it completely knotted up. But I wanted to touch base on something that I did not know was happening right now, and that's somebody at the moment threatening to sue, PewDiePie. Now, you've heard his name 1,000 times. I've never actually mentioned him on my channel yet, which is Johnny Somali. Normally, because a lot of the stuff that ever happens is usually covered by 1,000 people, and I never get around to it. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't talked about it. Normally when I cover something that everybody else covered, I don't pay attention that they are covering it, and I just talk about it and shoot it up on YouTube and then find out there's a handful of people that did talk about it. But this is one that I always caught wind of from a lot of other YouTubers, a lot heavier, so I just figured that everybody pretty much covered everything. But something I noticed that I don't think everybody's covering right now is him threatening to sue PewDiePie. Now, I think it's ironic. A little roach like himself would actually want to sue somebody, being that he's such a miscreant and he constantly wants to harass people in other countries. I want to exclusively talk about Japan in this instance, because that's pretty much what this whole thing boils down to, is Japan. PewDiePie moved to Japan a couple of years ago, and he's been living there ever since. Some of his content, blog-style content, comes from him, showing the sites and stuff well within, a respectable boundary for Japan and its culture. Now, what you don't understand, if you've never worked for any Japanese country, or Japanese company, they like to implement a lot of their culture into the company, into U.S. soil. Now, that's their policy. The whole policy behind it is, safety. You have to wear proper PPE. You have to abide by their walkways. They like to have walkways based off of basically almost like an actual road. So one side walks this way, one side walks that way. They have designated smoking areas to a very nth degree. And they love everything to be proper. If you can't abide by those, you will be pretty much looked down on. Now, Somali's acting out as if he is a misguided child, somebody that doesn't understand the situation and is throwing a tantrum. He's crying and he's whining and he's trying to point fingers. Now, there is a big ordeal where he basically was tweeting out a bunch of things saying, I will look into legal matters because I know he's calling me the T word because it's racially motivated, is how he's putting it. He says it's all racially motivated. He's not that bad of a person. He's definitely not banned from, Japan. He can go back anytime, which is ironic. He got banned from Kick. More on that here in a second, because I think it's actually kind of funny for once there is somebody banned from Kick. But this guy is going through, and he has been torturing and harassing people. And like I said, they take their jobs very serious now, especially things like factory work or construction. And it looked like he was in a construction zone, which is a very big ordeal to them. Got to have proper PPE. Got to be safe. You got to, follow all their rules plus OSHA. At least here in America, OSHA plus their rules. And he was in there with a skull mask acting like a jackass, and they were just laughing. Look at this. They're mad. They're mad. See, I know we Americans, so this is what we're used to, is recording and acting like asshats all the time. I'm in front of your camera right now just talking about a stupid individual. But here's the thing I think we misunderstand as Americans. When you go to other countries, I know we're used to seeing this. All day long, everywhere we go, in the public, anytime something comes out that's even remotely weird, we pull our phones out and everybody's got to hit the next viral video. That's pretty much American culture in a nutshell at this point, from like my generation down. Even some older people do it, but it's mostly young people. And you go into another country where they still respectfully say, recording in the public is not allowed. I don't think you understand that. They are also blocking off areas to keep people from tourists actually going in and being tourists. Now, PewDiePie definitely has went down this whole thing talking about how these people are ruining where he lives. And I can imagine that he just moved there, and after he moves there, that's when everybody started, coming in and basically just essentially throwing their trash in the river. That's what's going on here. They're all coming out, being assholes, treating their culture like it's a wet napkin, wiping their ass with it and throwing it away. And Somalia is no different, other than playing the victim card and being an absolute punk because of this, which is really sad because he tries to act like he's this really cool, badass dude. I'm breaking some rules, I'm really cool. And then he goes on Twitter to cry, which is ironic. Most people that go on Twitter to go rant are crybabies. They're big titty babies that never had any repercussions. And that's pretty much what's going on here. He wants to cry because he decided to do something. He gets ridiculed for it. And then he goes, oh no, you're all racist. Congratulations, you're a moron, Somali. Now, he got banned from Kick. If you didn't know, he already got banned from Twitch, which getting banned from Twitch is actually super easy. Small things can get you banned from Twitch. Not to mention like YouTube, you can get banned. Probably pretty much the same thing. Kick, a lot harder. There's been actual full-on crimes done on there, and nobody's done anything. And for the most part, they've just gotten away with it. And I know people have gotten really pissy saying, man, you don't know nothing about Kick. Look, it's everywhere. You can see the evidence everywhere. If you just want to be blind to it, that's your problem. Don't come into my comment section talking about Kick is not as bad as it seems. It's pretty bad. Now, the only one that's a little bit worse is probably Rumble now. And the fact they took him in, and he's probably making the same content, just being a jackass, and thinking he's the coolest thing on the earth, well, there you go. But that's where he needs to stay, and he belongs. If he does go through with trying to sue PewDiePie, I really hope, please, PewDiePie, throw the book at him. If you can find anything to counter with him, do it. I would love it if, for once, you take your little YouTube persona of kind, you know, like YouTube ad-friendly persona, take that away just for 5 seconds. And get a lawyer up and just like swoosh down on him. Be like, you know, the American Eagle with a hawk noise for some reason. Because if you didn't know, they sound like seagulls. But still, come in, I mean, guns blazing, have a Freebird playing, and just throw the entire law at him. It would be hilarious. Considering, I don't know which one he would have to go with, because there's another thing. When you're suing somebody, if you didn't know, across country, and the only reason why I know anything about this is because of the Billy Mitchell, Carl Jobs thing, which I've been keeping an eye on. There's a huge legal issue between countries. You have to be careful with that. If you are American and you think you're just going to go as just a normal citizen, not an actual company, if you're going to go sue across the country, you got to know what you're doing. And I don't mean you personally. You better have a smart lawyer, not some dude at your local county law office just down the road over there next to you know, a Starbucks. You need a bona fide cross-country, like, actual smart lawyer, somebody that knows this. It's not as simple as, oh, he say bad word, he make me feel bad, let me turn this into I'm a victim, and then you sue him. It's not going to be that easy. He's from a different country, which just kind of shows that his IQ is definitely not up there. It's probably there with, like, melted ice cream sitting on the counter is what I would assume, because, I mean, nobody acts like that, genuinely thinks that they're cool. He reminds me, if you ever was in school, there was always that kid always, like, doing dumb stuff. They'd go down, walking down the, you know, the main the hallways, and he's always like, and like punching lockers or, and they never punch straight. They always punched with their fist like this. That's what he looks like, is somebody that punches like this and thinks they're the baddest dude in school. When in reality, nobody was laughing with him. Everybody made fun of him and laughed at him. Like, but he just thought the laughter was, you know, good in general. But he was one of the people that, like, if he made a joke at the teacher, everybody usually made fun of the teacher gets mad at him. It's like, yeah, no, you're not funny. You're going to have to stop. But Somali is pretty much going to ruin his name as much as possible. Now go after PewDiePie. I don't know what the update is. That was the latest update, which I kept over here. And there was a whole bunch of stuff. He's claiming everything is, you know, racially motivated, this, that, and the other. He said he can go back to Japan whenever he wants to. And I just think it's completely hilarious that all he's going to do is call people a hypocrite when he just can't handle his own stupidity. And he's just mad because not everybody's backing him up. While, yeah, he's still got his own following, which I know those droolers don't know that this is just stupid. He just needs to stay in Rumble. He needs to stay out of Japan. He needs to stay in America where he can get away with it, because if he doesn't, he's definitely going to go to jail. I want him to go to Dubai and try this. I really do. I want to see how long he lasts over there. But yeah, that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.